Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalsabre here. How you all doing on this windy Saturday in Victorville, California? Hope you're doing fine. Thanks for stopping by. So we're going to take a look at what music I listened to this week off my vinyl albums and CDs. So don't forget to put some stuff down there in the remarks. Whether you like the albums, what's your favorites, and if you haven't done so yet, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps it really if you haven't done yet. So helps the channel grow and put some remarks down there. I appreciate all my subscribers. Okay, the first one I did was off of a whatnot, and it was Emotions in Motion, Billy Squire. And as you see, this is a different room that I normally do this in. I've been working real hard to see those mirrors in the back there. I've been working real hard to like put an image behind me, but I just can't get the gamma right, and it makes the hands flutter and everything. So I think that this is a nice clear, and you get to see, and I'm not fighting any lighting. And here's the back. There, I got some notes here too that I normally have up on the screen. This was the third album. It was his second consecutive top 5 album on the Billboard charts. The hit song Everybody Wants You peaked at number 32 on the Hot 100 chart and stayed at number 1 on the mainstream rock charts for 6 weeks. It's a pretty cool album. It was in pretty good shape for, the whatnot are used albums for the most part. Once in a while I run into one that's not been used, but it's on the Capitol Rainbow label, and you can see it's a pretty good shape album. Played nicely. I had already cleaned them up. Nothing goes on neither one of my turntables without being cleaned first. So, Emotions in Motion by Billy Squire is now registered in the collection. That was a nice pickup. All right, the next thing I picked up was a recent purchase. This is a new purchase. It's not a whatnot. Let me get it out of here. And it was The Clash by The Clash. This is a 2013 reissue of their 1977 release. It's remastered on 180 gram vinyl. It's their debut album, and it would go to reach number 12 on the UK charts and has been included on many other respective charts. Some people have called this the greatest punk album of all times. The Clash was not released in the US until 1979, making it the band's second US release. I don't know the history behind why they wouldn't release it in the US. Nice covers here. Let's see if we got, yeah, we do have a inner sleeve. And most of it is just lyrics. You see that okay? Kind of bright, huh? But that's all it is lyrics. Uh-oh, here goes my flickering. I had a problem back here the other day. I had a power surge and blew a monitor out. And I said, oh my goodness, what's going on here? All right, so that was The Clash by The Clash. A reissue of their debut album. We got some flickering going on in here again today, don't we? All right. Now this one here was a second in the part of was supposed to be more, but it was only a 2 album collection. Or if you saw me earlier, I had done the number 1. This is the second part of it. This is Our Memories of Elvis. Okay, and more of the pure Elvis sounds. This was done, it was not quite as much as the first one, where everything was stripped down in the first one. All the background vocals and all of the instrumentation, it was just Elvis at the piano. This one has some more in it, and it's kind of as a lot of his songs not well known. But I got it as a 2-for-1 for like $10 one time on a whatnot, and they were both sealed, which is pretty cool. And they're from 1979, I believe. Let me check my note here. Yeah, it's the second in the series, 1979, and that's wound up being the last of the series because of poor album sales. It peaked at number 157 and number 12 on the country charts because it does have some country sound to it. And we're on the RCA Victor Hill label. So that was the third thing I listened to, and that was the Our Memories of Elvis Volume 2, which was the last one of that series. They were going to do any more, but poor sales, like I said, stopped them from doing anymore. So it's been an interesting week so far. Yeah. Getting to some things that I've been sitting there. They've been waiting and waiting their turn, and then this is another new one. And I have wanted this album in my collection for a long, long time. I've tried to get one of the initial releases, but they're just too hard to find. If you find a really, really good one, it's too expensive. And so I went out on the Amazon. I'll have to be honest with you to get this into my collection. And this is the debut album, Boston by Boston. More than a feeling. Everyday long time rock and roll band. All these great songs on here. So yeah, I went to Amazon and got it. Like I said, I'm not that much of a collector where it has to absolutely be a first release or something like that. But this was on my list that I wanted to get into my collection, and so I did. And here we go with the labels upside down. Epic, yeah, orange label. So now I have two Boston albums in my collection. Happy about that. So as you see, I got the Clash this week. I got Boston this week. The Clash I got at my local Wisecrack, the local record store here in the High Desert. At a pretty good price for a brand new album that was never opened. And so I saw it. So let me add the Clash, that one too there. And let me see what do I got notes about Boston. Mine was a 2021 reissue of their debut album. And was released in 76 and broke sales records, becoming the best selling debut LP in the US at that time and winning the RIAA Century Award for the best selling debut album. Okay. It has sold at least 17 million copies in the United States alone and over 20 million worldwide. So just think I know they got to pay a lot of people when they make albums and that. So just think if they were selling them for even if they were selling them at a low price of $10 and they were only getting like $2 or $3 from them, that's like $60 million. Okay, and then I went to that CD shelf. This was the last one that was actually in the shelf. There's another one coming. I'll explain it to you. This was the last one in that shelf in this room here, over there. When I moved in here, that shelf got filled, and this is stuff that wasn't even recorded in my collection. And this was the Essential Van Morrison. Two CDs, 37 tracks. This was a long listening session, and I did listen to it back to back on them. Got a little bit of a book in here, I think. Yeah, let me pull it out for you. Okay, here we go. We got what do we got going here and singing? So a lot of the text reading. It's not all about lyrics, and it's not all about the lyrics. It's not on the lyrics. This is supposedly taken from all of his stuff since like 1964, his singles and the group Them that he was part of. What do we got here? This is just the track listings for disc one, disc two, I do like Van Morrison. And I'm thinking, why would I have done that? I was thinking back in those days. This is 2016, I believe this came out. Let me see what this says. Yeah, 2016. And it's part of Sony's essential series of compilation albums. Okay, I was thinking that probably maybe back in that days, I I didn't quite have as much as I had now. I wasn't in the albums at that time because they had gone away. I can't even open this right now because the thing's not in correctly. They had gone away, so maybe I was getting out because I ran across some others on that shelf too. Like I had the Johnny Cash one. It was an essential. I was thinking, well, maybe I was getting these essentials so that I could make my uh, collection a little bit more well-rounded. And there's the discs, Sony. I don't know. A lot of good music on this Essential Van Morrison first CD I listened to this week. Now the second CD is from another group that I have nothing in my collection, and I wanted to get some stuff into my collection. I had picked out a few things to look for, and I kept looking and looking. Even looked for vinyl on Amazon, and I looked for vinyl in other places, and I just could not find it at a reasonable price at all. So I picked up the CD, Images and Words by Dream Theater. So the 8 tracks on here. This is a really good CD. Really, really good. It's a reissue. Pretty sure it's a reissue. Let me see what I got notes here. It's a 1992, and their second album. But I can't tell if it's a reissue or not, to tell you the truth, on my notes. And I checked on Discogs and looking at different things, and really nothing was popping up whether it was from '92 or a reissue. So I just called it a reissue. Dream Theater, if you like prog, hard rock, Dream Theater is a good place to check out. You can go to your what do you call it? Streaming services and check out some Dream Theater and see if you would like them or not. Oh, this is what that one. This one opens up like this, and then like this, and then like this, and all of those are lyrics. I'm pretty sure. Yes, they are lyrics. And then on the back page, we got some credits. But I'm very happy to have this now. I listened to this twice yesterday. There's only one thing on the CD that it seems like the first song is like cut right at the end for some reason. I don't understand that. Uh, but the rest of it is really, really good. Check it out, Dream Theater. So the last thing for my weekly listening, which is happening every week now, is that it's something that's an album that's already been in my collection for a long time, already recorded, but I haven't listened to for a long time. So I've been going in order like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is about 20 on this one here. And let's shrink off. Yeah. So you think this is okay doing these ones back here like this, like instead of the other room? The other room, I seem like I have more room here, and I think you can see better. All right, this is Harvest by Neil Young. This was his fourth studio album, 1972. This is a 78 reissue of the 72 album. I call it a reissue because that's the closest I can find it where it fits in there. And this quickly captured the national #1 slot in sales and maintained its popularity to become the album's bestseller of the first year. The single Heart of Gold still stands as Neil Young's most purchased record. Okay, and this is a gatefold. Let's take a look at it. What's on it? What am I looking here? Old Man's the other one. Heart of Gold, Old Man. Oh yeah, I couldn't do this in the other room. Let's show you. Let's just see this all at once like this. Remember, I used to have to go like this. So I think this is better. Eventually, I'll get the mirrors covered up with something. Or battery's running low. You might want to plug it in. It says, well, we're going to be closing this up pretty quickly. Okay. Since the battery's running low, in case it does shut off before I get out of here, I want to thank all of you for coming by. We do have an inner sleeve with lyrics on it. Okay, maybe that's why it's flickering. Let's see if you can. And then we're gonna show you the. All right. So that was the week. How'd you like my week this week? Put some comments down there. Thank you for stopping by. SoCalSabre saying take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other. Stay safe.